The Gentleman's Code.
So, Burna Boy, they call me.
Burna.
Burna. Just released an album, twice as tall.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking? Bro, that's a long pause, bro.
What am I thinking?
That's a long
Oh,
silence.
relax, cuz. Fam, you can't just answer them things straight away.
It's true, you know.
What am I thinking? I'm thinking it's okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, so far,
out of 10.
out of 10, I would probably give it a 6.5, 7.
6.5, 7. Why?
Yourself? Before we say why.
All right, before I say what I'm going to give it, this album, from before, as soon as I knew P. Diddy was associated with it.
Oh, no. Let's not start there because I'm going to start getting vexed.
As soon as I knew P. Diddy was associated with this
Black love.
album, it didn't sit well with me.
I didn't know until I heard his voice on the album. I didn't know he had anything to do with it.
So just adjust your mic real quickly.
You
So
said,
they can make sure you hear you properly.
well, go on,
Yeah.
go on. I'm good, yeah?
I didn't know. As soon as I saw P. Diddy involved in it, I was like, P. Diddy is executive producer of this album. I'm just like, why is he needed?
What type of shit Avenger is this guy, bro?
It's just like,
He
what?
just came out of nowhere, bro.
I was like,
Black love, my Africans.
It's just like, allow it, bro. Like, I was
Unity. What? Shut up.
Like, I was like, allow it. And then I was like, you know what? But I didn't say anything at the time. I just said, let me just give it a while to come out. And then obviously, at first, I also thought to myself, he just released African Giant last year. That was a sick album.
Absolutely. For me,
Classic.
I was saying that last year, if there was an album of the year, African Giant was the album of the year.
100.
It shitted on everybody else's album. It was the best album from the top to the bottom. And I put out a tweet the other day saying that African Giant was like Kanye West's college dropout. That some people were like, oh, what does that mean? Oh my gosh, what are you talking about? That means from the beginning to the end, skits in between, everything was just hit after hit after hit. There's no skippables when it comes to African Giant.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like, one, that album came out last year. Did Burna Boy need to release an album a year later? I'm not sure he did. I think that album was still, people were still enjoying it.
I feel like he could have just released a few singles and we would have been fine.
Well, he did.
Did he? Yeah, he
Obviously,
did, didn't he? Wonderful.
Wonderful came out. Odogu came out as well.
Yeah.
What else did he put out? I feel like he put out another tune.
But
as
I feel
well.
like we were fine with that.
Yeah. That Odogu tune didn't even make the album.
No.
I was very surprised at that because at first
That
I
was a
didn't like
banger
that song,
still.
but I actually liked it.
Yeah.
But it didn't make the album. But I just thought, don't get twisted. The album as a whole is a solid album. I think it's a solid album, but it just doesn't have the same play from top to bottom because it now feels like he's trying to do it to win the Grammy. I think Burna Boy is pissed off that he didn't win a Grammy last year.
He should have won a Grammy though.
He should have won a Grammy.
I'm sorry to say he should have definitely won a Grammy.
Yeah, he should have won a Grammy. For
Even the person that won the Grammy was like, Burna Boy should have won the Grammy. You feel me?
And it feels like the way this album's been constructed is to
win a Grammy.
win a Grammy. Like there's a lot more commercial songs on
Yeah,
it.
very commercial.
I'm gonna start with that Chris Martin song.
You see that song? Yeah, I never want to hear it again.
But you know this was
Burna Boy thought he was Michael Jackson on that tune. How does it even go again?
Bro, I can't remember and I don't remember. But should I tell you why? Because before I played the song, I knew that I wouldn't like it.
Is it?
I knew I wouldn't like
No,
it.
I did. Do you know what's funny? I didn't mind Chris Martin's part because I feel like he started the tune.
It did start the tune, but
He started the tune. I didn't mind his part. I thought like this could go in a direction that's decent. But then when I started hearing Burna Boy, I can't even remember. But it was just so. He looked like he was trying so hard.
trying too hard. But here's my question. If I had asked you before that time, do you want to see a collaboration between Chris Martin and Burna Boy? What would you have said?
Go and sit down.
No, I don't. Like, don't get twisted. And both artists are sick at
But
what
at the
they
same
do.
time,
But I don't want to see them both on a
Not
song.
necessarily. But the thing is, I wouldn't if a tune bangs, it bangs.
True.
You know what I'm saying? If
True
a
that.
tune bangs, it bangs.
Bangs,
So it's not
But
that
I
I
knew it
would have
wasn't gonna
minded
bang.
it, but I didn't know it was. I didn't know it was happening. So when it did happen, it was just like. I'm still trying to remember like the way he was flowing on that tune.
It wasn't nice.
Yeah.
I just felt like when I actually heard it, I was like, this is pissing me off. The song annoyed me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I didn't think it was necessary. But I know why it's necessary. Because it's got Chris Martin on it. He's one of the biggest artists in the world. It would jump onto radio.
Yeah.
in this country and in America. So to do that song is a very political decision.
Do you think that tune would chart
100% it will chart.
just because the Coldplay?
Just because it's Chris Martin. Like, he can
Right.
he will walk onto radio with any song, bro. He can be singing Bob the Builder.
So what?
He will get on radio.
So what do you think that would chart has? Just I'm not familiar.
I won't be surprised if that song goes top 20, top 10. Doesn't make it a good song. It just
Right.
means that
I'm Chris Martin.
I'm Chris Martin.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, and that's how I felt about the like the tune that he done with Stormzy and Ed Sheeran. I didn't like that song.
That what would Ed Sheeran? The songs in Ed Sheeran. What was that called?
What was it called again? Own It.
Own it,
Yeah.
and then
didn't like that song.
own it, cause your body on fire. See that tune, yeah?
I didn't like it.
It needs to be rinsed, bruv. You need to put water on that tune, cause
I didn't like that song, but I understood the purpose of the song because in this country, to chart properly, you're gonna have to do tunes like that. So that's why they're doing it. But
you say that, okay, any of African Giants tunes, did any of it chart?
no,
But it still
but
was.
it lived in our hearts. It will live in
Not
our hearts
only
forever.
that, the album was nominated for a Grammy.
But it was nominated for a Grammy. But it was nominated for Grammy in like African music section.
Who the fuck cares, bruv? Why does that matter? Why do we want to be so appreciated by everyone else?
I think what people are saying is that if your good music is good music,
Simple.
so but they're saying don't put us in a category of, well, this is good for an African album. It's just a good album.
It's a good album.
Yeah, but you said it was the best album, full stop.
Full stop.
Right, but what they don't want is to be categorized as like, oh, well, this is just the best album in Africa.
Who said that though?
But that's what
African
the
Giant. Who said African Giant was the
Was
best
what?
album? We ourselves,
You know
we
that.
know that album was.
But that's Africans,
a banging album. I don't think that was only Africans.
You don't
I
think
feel
so?
like no. I feel like people that appreciate good music and had heard Burna Boy's album knew that this album was just fire, bro.
Yeah, but Burna Boy's
good music is good music, bro. Me personally, if I'm listening to any music, as long as it's good music and it's got me feeling a certain way,
Yeah.
that's all that matters, bro. Whether it's South African, no matter what it is, as long as it's good music, that's all that matters.
But I'm
bruv.
saying, before the Stormzy with Ed Sheeran song, how many people in this country
New Burna Boy
would have known Burna Boy?
in the UK.
No.
Stop saying that.
Outside black people.
Okay, that's a different conversation.
Bro, we're less than what? 10% of the
Nah,
country.
but to be honest, Afrobeats has been. Don't talk about the UK. Maybe talk about the States and stuff because UK, we know about Afrobeats.
Yeah, but that's just the black people.
Even the people that are not black know about
No.
Afrobeats in the UK, bro.
Totally they don't, bro.
Bruv,
Totally they
if
don't.
I call Joey from Essex, he
will
will
know-
tell you he knows
Joey
about
from
Burna.
Essex.
What, Burna?
No, you won't.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know that.
Totally won't.
Gemma Collins fucking knows
Get that, bro.
Afrobeats.
But I'm saying that. You
You know what
guys
I'm saying?
think,
In the
yeah,
UK, we know about Afrobeats. They still know about flipping the banj.
bro, they
And
know about
Oliver Twist.
Yes.
Definitely know because they played that on what do you call it?
What,
When they were doing the countdown going into
EastEnders.
Oliver Twist.
Was it?
no, when they do the countdown going into the new year.
Yeah.
Display.
They
Right.
play what? Oliver Twist.
But
Yes,
I'm
but-
not gonna lie. In the
Alright.
UK, we know about Afrobeats,
Can I say something?
not just black people.
No, I don't agree. Let me
Brother,
tell you
if
why.
you go to Brentwood, they know. Cause don't chat shit.
Let me tell you why. Hold on. In the UK, they know about Oliver Twist. Oliver Twist was a top 10 song in this country.
Okay.
He charted.
Yes.
None
They
of-
know
hold on.
Conga saw.
No, they don't, bro.
They know, brother. Don't chat
Who
shit
knows
to me.
outside the black community, who knows Congo? Thank you, bro. They don't. Bro, that's a niche song, bro. Bro, black people don't even know the lyrics.
I say no
Black people don't even know the lyrics.
I forced it. but African Queen, they know African Queen. You are my African Queen. Chat shit.
Wait, hold on a second. Can I ask a question?
The girl of
Hold
my
on.
dreams.
Hold on. I'm saying,
You remind me of a thing.
Tolu, does Stacey from Aberdeen know that song?
Stacey from Aberdeen.
No, she doesn't.
You lot are tapped.
She does not know the
Stacey in
tune.
2020 doesn't know you are my African
No, she
Queen.
don't.
You lot don't rate your
Can I
music
say
then.
something? Let me tell you something, man. Yeah. You see, London people, we think London is the UK, bro. London is not the UK.
Lie, bruv. I live in Essex. First and foremost.
Essex is London, bro. Bro, it's 20
Essex
minutes.
is London, bro.
Bro,
Lodo.
Essex is-
That's
bro.
how you fail your exam,
Bro.
in your midst.
They what?
Essex is London. Of course they do, brother.
Hold on, wait.
What,
Wait,
J-Lo?
hold on.
They
Hold
know,
on.
bruv.
What do you say, J-Lo?
J-Lo. That's what they say, bruv, in Scotland.
Wait, are we talking about a certain section of it? Or are we... Okay, so let's go back to what I was saying about Stormzy Ed Sheeran.
Even if we were to go to Newcastle today, there's going to be a section of Afrobeats that they're going to play in the dance. Whether it be the bait tunes.
Yeah, but hold on a second. That's
You know what I'm saying?
That is in a certain club night. That's in an urban club night. That's not... You will
I
not go
feel
to
like
a...
our music
You won't go
has
to a
transcended, bruv.
pop club night and they're going to play an Afrobeats tune.
well, it's a pop club night.
What they will do is they will play...
Well, it's a pop club night. So,
go to a
yeah.
club with the demographics of anything from 18 to 30 plus, they will play. They will be
Hold on.
Afrobeat section.
Hold
They
on.
will at least
Hold
play
on.
2 tunes that you know.
All right, hold on.
Burna tune. They will
Come
play
on, man.
Burna
All right, hold on.
You want to tell me?
Wait.
The thing is that yeah.
You man are
Bruv,
capping.
that tune went viral.
You gotta cap in. You man are capping.
That tune was not on African Giant, first and foremost. That was on these, what's that album?
last album.
Outside.
Yeah.
Was that the previous year? That is what put everybody on the map to know who
I say
Burna Boy
something?
is.
Let me say this.
And wherever you were, if you heard yeah, everyone knew that
Hold
this tune
on.
is a bad tune. I
Hold
don't know
on.
what he's saying, but I love it.
Can I say something? There are different types of clubs. Yeah. When we go out, we go to urban nights. Not every club is an urban night. So hold
And
on.
that is
Hold on.
fine.
They are going to play Ye in an urban nightclub. They are not going to play it in a pop nightclub. In a
Yes.
pop nightclub, they will play Burna, Ed Sheeran.
Okay,
that
safe.
tune.
Safe.
They
But
won't
let me
play
say
it in a-
something.
in an urban night.
Everybody wants to go to an urban club night.
That's not true. That's not true, bro.
Fam, we are popping, brother.
Bro, that's not true,
We
bro.
are popping.
We are popping.
We are popular
We are
music.
popping.
As much as you talk about pop, we are popular music. So there's urban club nights that people want to go to and listen to that yeah tune. You feel me?
I'm
They
not
want to
saying
hear that song. So as much as you may say, oh, a lot of us have not heard that song or whatnot, that's a lie for me. Because the majority of these nights, even if it's a pop night,
So do you,
you're gonna hear this tune,
So do you
bruv.
believe Ye is as known as Own It?
I wouldn't.
Don't say Don't say
No,
it's not
am
It's
I not
even
allowed to think?
It's not close.
Let me think.
Tolu, it's not close.
Own
Own
It.
It was a #1 song in
I
the
love
fucking
when
country.
you own
It's
it.
not close.
Okay, that's fine. That doesn't mean that they don't know Ye.
Let me add this in the works here. All right, let's say.
Go on.
You're gonna say Own It was #1, right?
It was a #1 song.
Cool. What about Drogba? By Afrobeat.
See, Drogba is different because I believe that
That wasn't #1.
that wasn't #1, but that song it was an
That tune
international
was
song.
International success. Yeah.
And there's still pop elements to that song, even though it's an Afrobeat song. It's a poppy Afrobeat song. So you'll still get white people like Joanna. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But I still believe that Ye is a massive urban record that has transitioned outside of the niche Afrobeat market to like the Caribbeans listening to
you
it
know
now.
why? 'Cause it's
and
just
other black
fucking-
audiences listening to it.
That's
And
because it's
Americans
just
as well.
fucking good music.
It is good music.
It's just good music.
That's the same with Drogba, though. That's the same with Drogba because Drogba, let's be honest, it grew out of obviously the Afrobeat kind
Big up Afrobeat.
niche right here, or
Yeah.
Afrobeat market, and then got picked up elsewhere. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like
Yeah.
being played in like among Puerto Ricans on their
100%. It took off in the States. Yeah.
But then also not even like only in the States, but then also what do you call it?
Ye took off in the States as well. I'm
Ye
just
took off in
saying.
the States as well. But Ye,
I feel like Ye took off
Fool
everywhere,
took off in
bruv.
the States. Fool took off in the States as well.
What, who?
Fool by Davido.
Oh, yeah,
That took off late in the
that was
States as
very
well.
late as well, yeah.
You know what's mad? Do you know, I was having this argument with someone else here, and for me, that 2018 to the whole of 2019, right here. So the end of sort of like when Burna released the Outside album,
Yeah.
and obviously the transition to the African Giant album. Yeah, do you know, for me, Burna has so much of a like influential year.
Yeah.
That he got nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah.
Commercial appeal.
There's no other Afro.
He had commercial appeal.
That
Yes. But what my point is that as big as that album was, Burna could never have been nominated for Album of the Year with African Giant because it wasn't a big enough international album. It was still very big in a certain demographic. That's why, as much as what Tolu's saying is that, Tolu said that he thought the album was the best album 2019. Fair enough. But it was still the best album to a certain demographic. It wasn't an international...
What was the best album of 2019?
I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't remember like the big albums last year. But now you're going to come up against people like Drake and all of that.
Brother, Drake's album in
That's-
2019 was
listen,
what?
I'm not saying it wasn't hot.
Listen,
but
African Giant was the best. Let somebody argue with me and tell me that was not the best album last year.
this is what I'm saying, Tolu. What does that mean?
It was the best. It
But
was the best.
what does that mean?
But you know, because for me, music is music. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. It is the feeling. It is the lyrics. It's the delivery. It's everything as a whole, as a package. Yeah. And I feel like album-wise, there was nobody that had a better body of work than Burna Boy last year.
I'm not even arguing with that. I'm saying, what does that mean?
I'm just feel like fighting you.
What
It's
does
fine.
that mean to Gavin from Portsmouth? Because I'm saying
Gavin
that
from Portsmouth definitely knows Burna Boy. If he knows Yay,
He does not.
If he knows one song from Burna Boy, he knows
Bro,
Yay.
first of all, yeah.
What, Yay?
Hold on. There are bare people.
This one I bet you, baby. Japata.
There are bare people that will listen to Burna Boy's. There are bare white people that listen to Burna Boy's music and be like, oh, that's a bit tropical.
Yeah.
But they won't even be able to sing along to the music. They're just like, oh, what's he talking about?
Brother, Yay is not much to sing.
Yes,
to.
it's not something about. We're
You know
talking
what
about
I'm
the album. Bro, there's so many white people in this country that have never listened to Burna Boy's album. They just heard about him on the Stormzy record.
Anybody?
Do you know what I mean?
That's all you need to know. More time, how much of the lyrics do you know these days of any artist?
I agree. But you got to think about it. For me, the
You
two...
heard WAP now. What did you hear from WAP?
Wet and pussy. Wet as
Exactly.
pussy.
That's it. So what
That's
else do
I
you
heard.
need?
But here's my
What else
thing.
you need is the feeling.
In this country, there's been two big moments of Burna Boy in this country. The Stormzy #1 song and the fact that he came out during the Brits when Stormzy was performing. But when Burna Boy came out during the Brits, that was a big thing in it because don't get it twisted. In this country, Burna Boy still has a niche fan base. He's not an A-list celebrity in the UK.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he is.
So the majority of people in the UK still don't know who Burna Boy is up until Stormzy done that tune.
They
with
might
him.
not know who he is, but they know that Yay song.
That's not true.
That's my point.
bro.
They know a lot. Bruv, I feel like you're
How do you classify
undermining
that?
this guy.
How do you
bruv.
classify that though?
Bruv, a lot of people, because...
That's a lot of people in our circle,
Let me say
bro.
something, yeah? Being black is cool.
We didn't say it's not.
Being African is cooler.
But let me ask this question.
Now, when you have African brethren, what tune are we going to play, especially last year or the year before that? That Yay tune is getting banged at one motive.
Tolly, why do you think
On the
everyone's got
Orcs
African
came-
bedroom?
Brother, we are popping, cuz don't chat shit. Because we are out here. We are out here, bro.
This don't make
I
no
feel like you're
sense
not.
to me.
Okay, what are you trying to say? What are you
Let me
trying to
explain
tell
like
me?
this. So you got the big cities in the UK. You got London, Manchester, Birmingham, Nottingham.
First of all, Ye's playing in all them places.
Hold on. I'm not saying it's not.
Okay.
But that does not represent the UK. So I'm saying when we talk about the UK chart, yeah, that represents the majority of people in this country who are white, who don't have black
I'm not
friends.
gonna lie to you. I don't know what this conversation is.
No, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Yeah, but I'm saying the majority of people in this country don't have black friends. Do you agree?
Okay, yes.
Cool. So a majority of people in this country who don't have black
Well, they will tell you they have, but yeah,
they
go
will
on.
tell you they have,
Yeah.
but they don't.
Okay.
They don't have black friends. They only interact with black music when it is the most popular forms of black music.
They've heard Ye.
They have not heard Ye. The average white person in this country
Has heard Ye.
not heard Ye.
Brother, my neighbours heard Ye, bruv. Tim,
But
I'll
yes,
call Tim now.
because Tim lives next to Tolulope Ogumefun.
Yeah.
But what about somebody from Shropshire who the next black person?
Shropshire, I didn't
Right.
even know that place
Exactly.
existed.
Because that place.
But I promise you, there's a banger in Shropshire. Selling banana in Shropshire, bruv. I promise you. The thing is that you don't respect us. We're in Alaska.
Yeah, but bro,
We are in Alaska.
Tolu, do the
With
numbers.
an aux cable. In Alaska, bruv. Playing. Yeah. We're out here. I believe we're out here, brother.
We are out here, but bro, honestly, sometimes these things I think could be deceptive. I think sometimes, as big as black
I
culture
understand
is,
what you're saying. Like, I'm not even, and the funny thing is, that I'm not even trying to be like, is like everyone would have heard. But I feel like with that type, I feel like that tune was so spiritual, bro.
to us, that's what I'm saying.
Not just to us, though.
But this is what I'm saying. If you haven't heard Ye being banged in a room just full of white people, then you're only looking at black crowds. And I'm saying that what I think Ye did is it started off as an Afrobeat song. It moved out to other ethnicities in the black community.
Yeah.
And then it just became an urban record. But I'm saying that it never charted in this country.
Yeah.
It never had radio play. It never had none of that. So the general consensus of this country would not have been able to hear
I
that
understand.
song.
Okay.
Because it's not even been on
Okay.
radio.
Okay.
So I'm saying that.
I
But with
understand
Burna Boy, if you ask the average Mike who Burna Boy is, they will tell you about Own It.
Right.
Whether we like the song or not, the average person in the UK
or location.
or location,
Right.
100%.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's the Burna Boy tune that's got that tune with that guy Dave.
But you know what's
Big
funny?
song.
I reckon if you ask a lot of white people today about Burna Boy, I feel like Ye will come into the conversation.
No, they'll say location or Own It.
You think so?
Let me send me the location. That's what what's his name did, bro.
But I feel like you're,
What's that box's name?
I understand that you're thinking about the charts and whatnot, and thinking of what's charted. But I feel like, what about these guys that do have black friends and whatnot?
That
They're gonna
doesn't
put
make
them
up the
on.
majority. That's less than
Okay,
90%.
fair enough. The majority.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's still. That's what I'm saying. Like we that live in London, yeah, we just have a very warped view of the UK because we're just like, bro. Obviously, if it's happening next door to me, then everyone knows it.
Right.
But actually, the average white person would probably know Burna Boy more for location and own it. Than
I
they would
personally
for
feel
thing.
like we are gassed.
On what?
And as in black people in general, we're
Yeah.
gassed on our music and whatnot.
100.
And we are everywhere.
We are.
Yeah.
we
And
are
I feel like
everywhere.
these white people would have heard that, would have heard Ye once.
I don't know about that.
I feel
bro.
like they would have heard Ye once. At
Where?
least.
Okay, can I ask a question? Where?
In the house.
How?
Because their neighbor would have been banging it.
In their cars, they can't hear it in the cars because it's not on radio.
The neighbors would have been banging it.
It's
They would have gone to a dance. They would have been hearing it. House party. They would have been
no, but
hearing
that's what
it.
I'm saying. That's in London, bro.
It's not just London. Brentwood, 100%.
Bro, Brentwood is 20 minutes from London. Like you can't. What I'm saying
No,
is
but
that
you
there's
keep on-
still a lot of
but-
black people in Brentwood.
Manchester, uncle.
Hold on, I spoke about
Manchester,
I
uncle.
spoke the big cities, but those are not the only places in the UK.
No, but
There's
you
about
keep on
5
saying as if to say
I'm saying that-
Manchester's not London.
Okay, hold on. We've got England, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Scotland.
Yeah.
In those countries,
White people in all them places have heard Ye.
That's a lie, Tolu.
That's
an absolute lie. That is a-
Chafula, man.
that's a-
So you
that's
want
a-
to tell me that you have been?
I've not been on there, but I know it's a lie because you got to think about it. Yeah?
I'm not saying that they've heard Ye. The white people there have heard Ye.
But let me ask you this question.
They've heard Ye,
Hold on, let me ask you a question.
especially in Dublin.
Let me ask you this question.
Because when I went Dublin last year, Ye was kicking off, and the white
but
people
let-
there going.
But let me ask you this question, Tolu.
Yes.
We cannot categorize all white people as the same, right? There are white people that are in main cities that are used to being around ethnics and urban culture. And there are white people who could not be more far from that.
100%.
So I'm talking about the people that are away from that. And don't speak about everybody like
What do
they
you think about rodeo people?
just look. Okay, look. The average person doesn't consume music like me and you. We go out of our way to look for new music. We're on playlists. We're on all these websites looking for new tunes. The average person, they get in the car, they
Or
put,
we're listening to WAP 7 times.
or we listen to rap 7 times. Or the average person just gets in their car and puts on the radio, and they're like, "Oh, I've heard that song played 10 times this week. That's a good song." Ye will not be on that radio.
Is that radio people basically?
But that's the average person. It's just the person that just listens to radio.
I'm gonna lie
and
to you.
just-
I've forgotten what this conversation was about.
So this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that in going back to what I was saying about Burna Boy's album, and in terms of you saying that his album was one of the best albums of the year, we believe that in it because we're black, we're African at first.
I don't
you know
even.
what I mean?
But do you know what? I don't. For me personally, I'm not saying that because I'm African or because I'm black. I'm saying that because of whatever album came out that year. That for me, from top to bottom, was the best album. I don't care what anybody else.
What were the big albums last year? Does anybody remember?
What else came out?
Hold on. So in the hold on, let me go to the Grammys. So for
Whoa.
not interesting though, yeah. So for best vocal pop album,
Yeah,
Beyonce's The Lion King, Gift was in that.
that was a great album.
For me, that was from top to bottom.
Alongside Ariana Grande, Thank You Next.
Didn't listen to that.
For me, that was not a Beyonce album. That was just a collaboration of music.
Yeah. So I'm looking for.
Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift, those are individual albums that they released.
Yeah,
What was Ed Sheeran's album that year?
What was it called?
Because I don't remember it.
collaboration project.
Okay, for that album, I did not.
Be honest, bro.
Nonsense,
I
bro.
had no idea. I didn't hear about the album. Okay.
Nonsense.
What else?
Huh? Bro, I don't want to see Ed Sheeran collab with any more rappers. I'm sick of it.
They had
Album of the year they had
Ariana Grande in there. Her. is also in
Ariana
there.
Grande.
Lil Nas X, Lizzo,
Albums.
Vampire Weekend, Bon Iver,
Uh-huh.
and Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish had a big album.
I did.
But hold up.
Ade.
She won that.
Okay, what were the? Okay, obviously those are all like pop albums. But
You're forgetting we are people
African category.
and we are people that listen to music.
Yeah.
Yeah. In general, I don't care what the background is. I just want to hear good music.
yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So I just feel like from top to bottom,
What rappers released albums?
that was the best album.
What rappers released
It was the
albums
best
last year?
album.
Like the big rappers.
So
I know.
if I go to rap album, best rap albums, you had Tyler the Creator,
Air. That's complete air.
Meek Mill,
Air.
Meek.
Had the best album.
I didn't say the best album, but the
Myth.
album was solid. I didn't say it was
Myth.
the best, but the
Myth.
album was solid.
It was not better than African Giant
They're
as an
different
album.
types of albums,
No,
though.
but if we're good, but come on, we're having a conversation on who had the best album in that year.
One's a rap
From
album,
top
one's
to-
a thing.
Okay, even rap album from top to bottom. You want to tell me that's one of Meek Mill's best albums? It wasn't. Come on, man.
It was a
Come on,
solid
man. How
album.
mil times did you go back to that album?
I've listened to it a few times, you know. I think the album's sick. But
Nonsense.
it's not my favorite album of his, but I like it.
Okay,
Who else is on there?
that was in the Grammy selection.
I don't think any of the big rappers released albums. Kendrick didn't release anything. J. Cole didn't release anything.
Although J. Cole got
What song was that? Oh, no, it was the. What's the song again? Middle Child. Is that Middle Child?
It's not Love Yours. That was that. When was that?
That was older one.
When was that? A lot.
Yeah.
That was with 21 Savage.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah,
That was a
That's a
big
big song.
tune.
That actually won.
Yeah, yeah.
Best rap song.
That was best. That was probably best rap video.
What
as
was
well
Drake's
that I
album?
seen.
Did Drake didn't release the album last year? Not that I'm really listening to stuff at the moment.
That album was not a very good album for me. Scorpion. Drake's last best album for me was More Life.
Which was a while ago. You know,
Which was a
I don't
while
even
ago, in
disagree
terms of
with you about
album.
it being the best album. I'm just saying that it's hard for the Grammys to acknowledge that when the mass have not listened to it.
Well, they need to go and expand.
That's
their,
why, and you know what it
expand
is?
their minds.
And that's why I think he's collaborated with P Diddy. Because I think P Diddy has basically said to him,
Do you know what's so funny when you keep on saying collaborated with P Diddy? Because
whatever it is.
what the fuck did that guy do, bro?
So Burna was in basically the best world music album.
world music. That's what it was.
Music, yeah.
And you know what that means?
So you had Kojo,
Who won it? Yeah.
then you had
And that person said what? Burna Boy should have won.
yeah.
Okay.
Then you had obviously African Giant in there. Then there's like two other people.
Listen, I don't care what anyone says to me. I have got a fucking ear for music.
Bro,
and
no one's
Burna Boy
disagreeing.
had the best album last year, full stop.
No one's disagreeing.
This new album for me, yeah. It was a bit rushed for me. There's bangers in it. Anything Diddy touches, phew.
But you know what's funny?
For me, it's airpipe. I
Diddy-
get it. I understand the fact that
You will get
in
heard
order
by the right
to-
people.
It will get heard by the right people.
And in terms of the
whatnot.
marketing across
and I
America,
do hope he
there'll be
gets
more
heard.
marketing.
I hope he gets heard more
Yeah.
and whatnot. But has a solid body of work. That African Giant album for me was just as relevant as College Dropout was for me. In terms of from beginning to the end, non-stop
It was
bangers,
bang-
no
it-
skippables.
It was a great album. I just feel like what he's done now is he's collaborated with P Diddy because P Diddy's probably told him, look, your last album was sick, but nobody knew about it. But what I'm gonna do with my contacts is make it big in the States.
It's so funny that we say that as what big in the States. What
This
his-
new
the
album,
new one.
yes, that's why I think P Diddy's executive produced it. It's to give it the clout.
But the thing is, I get that as well. But I feel like, did it need that?
And I agree.
Can I ask you a question? Did it need that though? Did it need Diddy's stamp? Because as much as we say, we knew without Diddy, African Giant was nominated for a Grammy. Yes,
World music, but Burno don't want world music thing, bro.
He wants
what
American-
you're talking about. He wants album.
No. I think if you got nominated for like if you won that Grammy that year, then I think he would have been content in that.
He wouldn't have released an album this year.
No.
Personally, I don't think he would have.
Yeah.
No,
album at all.
he wouldn't have.
And I feel like for the fact that he got nominated was that speaks highly of how great the album was.
It was sick.
Without the help of
But when
Bad
the
Boy.
Grammys say something like world music, they're like, okay, music that is outside the West.
what they-
That's
fuck
what they
what they're
mean.
saying, bruv.
When they say world music, they're not talking about anything in Europe. They're talking about South America and Africa. So they're saying these are the biggest pieces of
If
music
you're-
in this
No,
area.
They have like Latin American.
Yeah, that's outside of Europe.
No, but they have a category for Latin American and they have,
So they
category
for
that.
Latin America. So you think so probably just Africa then?
No, in terms of I think yeah.
It's just Africa, really and truly. Because who else is in that category? It's probably just African artists. Who else in there?
People I don't even know. I've never heard of.
Or like people in the Southeast Asia, probably as well. Do you know what I mean? But basically, it's their way of saying that your music is not big in the West, but you deserve some credit for what it's doing, where it's doing.
I feel like that Burna Boy album got nominated because people clocked on, whether don't matter when you clocked on, but people clocked on that this guy is fucking talented and this music is amazing.
Okay, but can I ask you a question? What was the name of the what's the name of the woman that won it? Have you heard her music before?
I haven't.
That's my point. But she was in the same category, but you've never heard of her.
Right?
Do you see what I'm saying?
No.
So I'm saying that.
I don't see what you're saying.
I'm saying that her music is probably sick as well. But I'm saying that
But I'm not disputing that.
I'm saying that she's in the same category as someone like Burna Boy. Obviously, we know about Burna. He's young. He's our generation.
But I'm saying,
He's current.
I'm saying from what I heard that
Yeah.
year, Burna Boy's album was the best album
And-
I've heard that year.
And bro, in my Spotify insights, he was my most listened to artist.
Right.
So I'll probably agree with you.
Right.
But I can't take that being the whole world or the whole UK. All I can take that is being definitely the diaspora in America and in the UK. But there's a lot of marketing and groundwork for him to become a household name where the next album is going to be album of the year. And that's what Diddy's there to do.
And do you think that this album did that? Or do you
Not
think
in terms
do you
of
think
music.
Do you think this album is going to do that?
We'll see.
What, just in terms of who Diddy is?
That's the thing. Because you know what's funny? I said it. The tune with Chris Martin was gonna walk onto radio.
It's on radio, isn't it?
It's probably gonna walk onto radio.
I even feel like I saw something top 10 album something.
And something was there.
Yeah, I think he's already about to chart now.
So he could have a top 10 song in America very soon, and then it's a different conversation.
But it's the thing for me. Yeah, it's the thing. I don't feel it represents the sound of that album. Represents the sound of Africa.
No, it doesn't.
Of course it doesn't.
So
But there's bits and pieces of it.
there's bits and pieces of it. Yeah, but I don't feel like in terms of all the sort of like. I don't know, probably if I listen to probably Burna's old stuff, or even say the Outsider album, which I think is probably his most, let's say, experimental in terms of sonically how he sounded on that album, basically. I don't think there was a natural progression in terms of on this new album. I don't think there was a natural progression in terms of we don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because he done such an album of like the sound of Africa. You know what I'm saying? That it kind of now, this album to me just sounds like you're just really just going at the Grammys. If the Grammys don't, what do you call it?
Then what are you gonna do from there?
What happens then?
I feel like we need the approval so badly of the Western world, bro.
We do, bro.
And I feel like that's a big problem in our community, bro.
In saying that, okay, so
Because if it's not broken, don't fix it, bro.
What's the P in it?
I hear you, and none of the things I understand
what
it.
it is, yeah.
And even myself within my career and stuff, I realized like I try to transition a lot, trying to cater to the masses and let people know that don't think I can only do this, I can do that. But really and truly, where did it all start? 100%. Where did people see me?
Yeah.
Where did people appreciate me?
Yeah.
Doing that core thing that I did.
Yeah.
To get to where I'm now.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So if African Giant and all the stuff he did before that made us know who Burna Boy is, why change that?
You know what it is? I agree, but I feel like every artist at a certain point, you do what you need to do until you can do what you want to do. Bro, there was a certain point where Jay-Z did a collaboration with Linkin Park, and it was sick.
Do you feel like
but
it's
Jay-Z
what
would
they
never do
want-
that now.
Do you feel like it's what they wanted to do, or do you think it's like what they feel they wanted people to hear?
No, I feel like it's what they feel like they had to do.
No, I'm saying what they're making now. Do you feel like that's the music they want to do, or they feel like that's the music they want? They think that that's what they want people.
I think
people
Burna
wanna
Boy
hear.
is trying to appeal to a different audience now.
Yeah.
The collaboration with Stormzy tells me that. The Own It tells me that. The tune with Chris Martin tells me that. He's trying to branch out to a different
He's just
audience.
trying to make music, innit?
He's trying to make music. But that's why he's still got songs on there that we will listen to straight away and be like, that's our tune. But there's other songs on there that's like, oh, this
No,
could
but
walk
do
onto
you know
radio.
what's funny? You say that, but I personally just feel like good music is good music. So if it just seems genuine, if you've made good music, no matter if it's commercial, no matter if it's proper Niger or African music, it's good music.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of tunes on the album that's just forced.
I agree. But when you say good music is good music, that's going to be subjective, right?
It is.
Because it's all about what you can relate to.
It is.
So no matter how sick we think Jay-Z's music is, and no matter how great he is, there are going to be people that are just like, I'm never going to relate to a rapper.
Right.
Because I'm a white guy that lives in this area, and Jay-Z's just Beyonce's husband. They're never going to understand how good his music is.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be subjective. And certain people, like, there's certain white people that will listen to a Burna Boy tune and be like, oh, that's a bit of fun. But to be honest, they're like, mate, is this mumbo jumbo? It's a bit of fun, but am I going to go home and listen to it? If I'm in a party, white people dance to anything.
I'm gonna lie to you, bro. I feel like I hear you, but I
what
feel
I
like
mean?
you're sleeping on these guys, bro.
I don't
feel
think
like,
I am.
I feel like they have a Burna Boy in their playlist.
No. Yes. Burna Boy and Stormzy own it. That's what's in there.
Yay. Not just own it, bruv.
That's what I think is in their playlist.
like,
but you know what it is? We're going to open this conversation out to that.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know, guys. What do you think about where Burna Boy is right now?
We'll do a poll.
Yeah, where do you think where Burna Boy is right now? Do you know what I mean? Do you think he's a household? Do you think he's a household name in the UK?
Yes.
A household
In
name
the UK. Amongst us.
Solid get out of there.
Amongst us. Do I feel like Burna Boy is a household name in the UK?
Don't say amongst us in the UK, just generally.
Almost.
That is mental to me.
Almost.
Do you know who?
Don't try and sway me. I said what I said.
Let me ask you a question.
I said what I said. No, don't chat
Hold on,
shit.
let me ask you the next question.
What?
Who else is a household name in the UK?
Of course, there's a Sharon.
So how would you put him in the
There's
same?
Stormzy.
Oh, okay, they're A-list, right?
Oh, they're A-list.
Is Burna Boy A-list?
No.
You're not a household name.
You don't need to be a household
Yes,
name
you
to be
do.
A-list.
When you're a
Do you?
house,
Is he A-list?
Santan Dave. Hold on.
okay.
Santan Dave is not A-list.
Can I ask you a question?
It's not A-list.
Can I ask you a question?
No. No,
Can I
Santan
ask
Dave
you
is
a
not
question?
A-list. He's not A-list. He's not. Hold on.
The generations are different.
I'm gonna start switching, bro.
Our generations are different.
Let me
Can I
tell you what I
ask you a
said.
question? Don't slap me and don't abuse me. Is Gets a household name in the UK?
Of course not.
Okay, cool.
That's a daft question.
Okay, cool. Amongst who? But that's what I'm saying. When you say in the UK, who are you talking about? Are you just saying are you being literally as to say in the UK?
Yes, in the UK, bro. In the UK, the United Kingdom, everybody. He's not a household name.
The relevant audience, I would say yes.
That's not in the UK.
No, in the UK, because obviously you're going to talk about someone who's 50, they don't know.
No, but hold on. When we say household name in the UK, forget music. If I say who's a household name actor in the UK, Idris Elba is a household name in the UK. Do you see what I'm trying to say? These are people like Michael McIntyre. All these people now are household names.
Okay.
So
that's
when I
fair.
say household name, it's like you can ask mum, dad, and kids who they are, and everybody knows who they are. That Anton Deck. That is not Burna Boy, bro.
Right.
That is not Santan Dave.
Okay.
That is Stormzy. That is Ed Sheeran. Are you mad?
It could be argued that my
Hold on.
mum don't know Stormzy.
Hold on.
My mum don't know Stormzy.
Hold on, your mum knows who Stormzy is, bro.
But my mum does.
She does.
Because you know my mum.
She does.
Because you know my mum.
Your mum has
I'm
definitely.
telling you for a fact, my mum does not know Stormzy.
does,
Don't
she
chat
does.
shit. My mum does her job nursing
Hold on,
and goes
hold on.
home. She does not know. She knows who Idris Elba is.
Hold on a
But she will
second.
ask me and say, "Tolu, how's your uncle? How's Idris?" She does not know Stormzy.
But hold on a second.
It's relative, bro.
Hold on. This is why I say Stormzy is a household name in this country. One, and this is why I say Santan Dave is not. Because you see Dave, yeah.
I need to go toilet. Hurry up.
Hold on. You see Dave, yeah. Other than putting out his music, he's not in the public eye whatsoever. He's never in the newspapers, never nothing. He puts out his music and he disappears. Stormzy's always in the paper. He's always doing good work for this. He's associated himself with these charities. He's doing this.
So
He's got branding, but he's constantly.
So in order to be a household name, you need to do charity.
No. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying his profile makes him an
his
A-list
profile is
celebrity
bigger.
in this country.
Okay.
100%. That is not Burna Boy. Burna
I
Boy
agree.
is
No, I agree.
far from that.
I agree.
It's like he's not even close, bro.
I agree.
That's a good question.
Is Skepta a household name? If that's a good question,
No,
I feel like Tiny is more of a
Tiny's a household name.
than Skepta.
Yes, he is. Yes, because bro,
and why is that? Is that more of just commercial? Is commercial music?
he is a household name. If you go to ask mum, dad, and kids, have you heard of Tiny Temper? More people would have heard in this whole country would have heard of Tiny Temper than Skepta.
You can't say in this whole country. You can't just generalize.
Bro,
it
that's
and just say in
comments.
this whole
Look,
country,
bro, look how big commercially Tiny Temper's been. Commercial success is always going to be the biggest thing.
Okay.
Tiny Temper's had more commercial success
Then he has.
Then everybody.
Then he has charity.
than everybody. So
Right.
Tiny Temper is an A-list celebrity. Even if people don't listen to his music now, everybody knows who Tiny Temper is. He's had he's had like 7 or 8 number one songs in the last decade.
You know, I'm not going to disagree with you and say Burna Boy is nowhere close to these guys you're saying.
Skepta is not as big in this country as Tiny Temper is. Even though Tiny's might not be in the mainstream anymore now, what have you, his name still holds weight and everybody knows who he is. He's a household name. Obviously, he's got the whole fashion thing. He's done the whole fashion thing and rare to rare. But when we're talking about household names, bro, there's levels. And
There's 100% levels. I still feel like we push.
you know what household name is? I think household name means I don't listen to your music, but I still know who you are. That's when you're a household name. Where I don't even listen to your music, but I'm aware of who you are.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Or I don't even watch your films, but I'm aware of who you are.
Right.
People that haven't maybe even watched Idris Elba films, bro, they know, he's got a show called Luther. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference, bro. And Burna Boy is real entry level into that in this country.
And that's fine. There's not a problem with that because
It's not a problem at all.
He's not based here anyways. He's in Nige.
Is he living still in Nige now?
That's his home hub. His home hub is Nige. He travels everywhere and whatnot.
But his home is Nige.
Do you know what I mean? His music speaks for him, innit? Not everybody's going to be doing charity work. Not everybody's going to be on road and doing the. At the end of the day, we're talking about musicians and we're here for their music.
Yeah.
So all that other stuff, cool, safe. That's nice to know that other people are doing other stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
But we're talking about music, innit?
Yeah.
And this guy is definitely doing his part. He's definitely
100%.
doing his bits. And I feel like last year he had the album of the year. Personally,
I don't disagree with that. But anyway, guys, it's been the Gentleman's Code. We're going to continue this conversation because I'm not done.
The
We're gonna put our
Gentleman's
phone,
Code.
But this is the Gentleman's Code.
All right, so you know of Burna Boy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what is the biggest song of Burna Boy that you know?
The biggest song of Burna Boy.
Yeah, that you know. What comes to mind,
Probably
Shirley?
the most big one that most people know is that, yeah, category.
All right. And
I love the song on his album. His album for me is the only album that I will bang back to front fully.
This is someone that listens to Burna Boy's music.
What's that song?
This is so
okay. And what about like your other white mates? Yeah. What would you think they know from Burna Boy as well?
I don't think my other white mates know Burna
That's
Boy.
my fucking point, bro.